The night is still young, and yet Laura Ward still feels exhaustion weighing on her eyelids. But there's plenty of work to be done, and the night is her friend. So now she decides whether or not to go outside and continue those projects, or listen to her body's call for sleep and pack it in for the night using day as her ally. Welcome back to Project Zomboid, everybody, and I think the decision we're gonna make here is to have Dr. Ward go to sleep for the night and play a few daytime rounds. We haven't really used the day very much in this playthrough, and it has certainly benefited us to avoid as much. But for now, I think it's also okay to play a little bit in the daytime as well. I haven't played for about a week and a half. Last week, we did a little something called Short Stories, where we played a few new games that people had heavily been suggesting to me over the course of months, and I decided to check it out on top of a couple of newer ones that dropped. And then from there, director patrons of that tier and above get to decide which ones we'll see like another 2 or 3 episodes, and we can explore the game further. And we'll be doing that for a while, and that'll be something that shows up more regularly on the channel, because there are a lot of games out there that are very sandbox, tell your own story, but because there's just so many of them, I can't cover them all. So that's kind of a cool way to be able to do all of them. We have no tomatoes yet, unfortunately, but that's all right. They're still fine. Since last I played as well, there's been a patch. I think we're on now build 41.3, and there's some hidden stuff that they said they'd rather not say, and they'd rather for us to just discover on our own. And I don't know what that means for us, but beyond that, there's been some optimizations and all that other stuff. So I'm curious to see if we'll have any changes to how the game is played. It looks like we've got some trees growing and some vines growing over here. The way that the developers and the Indie Stone kind of put it, it seemed a little malicious. So I'm not quite sure what to expect. Did I have planks already moved? I feel like I did. I feel like the last episode we recorded and put up, I was stacking things so that I could start working on this wall, and I believe I see a plank right here. And that is indeed what it is. We got 3 planks here. So let's go ahead and draw. I might move this down to the bottom. I don't know. I've seen some people use that at the bottom, and I kind of like the way it looks. But before we worry about any of that, let's plop this down. The fog scares me a little bit. If there's only 4 planks, that's not that much. I thought we had so much more, but maybe it was just this like wall and I'm just misremembering entirely, or there's planks that I've left that I've made and I forgot about. But yeah, I'm not seeing any extra here. I'm not stupid. I did work on stuff. I just saw, yep, there it is. They are hidden in the grass, I think. So let's go ahead and grab as many of these as we can. There we go. Quickly make our way back. We are taking some damage. Heavily overloading ourselves because we're silly. And overheating ourselves a bit. But we ate some junk food last night, and Dr. Ward wants to maybe work off the guilt of eating kind of quick, dirty dinner before going to bed the night prior. We're just going to kind of drop everything in a giant pile. There we go. We're sweating a bit. And I wonder if they actually fiddled with temperature and moistness. Perspiration, we can see where we're starting to sweat. Body wetness, clothing wetness. So our body's starting to get kind of wet. Yeah, our body is soaked in the chest. But our clothing isn't moving. It might still have some work to go on that. I don't know if I want to go get gas either. And I wanted to work on getting a metal wall up. There's so many things that we're doing, and I'm the kind of person that kind of just does a little bit of each one. It may not be the smart way to go about things in any way, but it's the way I like to go about things. You know, I like to work on one project, then start focusing on another one. It's my ADHD brain in desperate need to keep itself occupied. Come on. This thing's definitely beat up. We used this thing as a nasty, nasty weapon the last time around, but the model looks super good. I'm just gonna back it up a bit. And I need to start digging graves too. We're just gonna kind of put ourselves right about here. Because I want to start building across. The metalworking still needs to be worked on though, so it might be better for us to just drop some wooden walls and be carpenters more than metal workers. I feel like it's a decision we kind of have to make. All right, well, I do want to fortify this. I like having our personal safe house, even if we end up blocking out this entire city street, which seems to be the now kind of goal that we've been working toward. I still like having a personal setup. You always want to make sure you have fail-safes built in. Without fail-safes, anything could go horribly wrong. Oh, you know what? And let's go empty our inventory. We have to grab nails anyway. With a backpack full of nails and a hammer in her grasp again, she's excited to once again perfect her construction techniques. She's learned a lot building what she has. Never was one good with her hands in a construction sense, but the delicate, nimble neediness of being a doctor was more her thing. Still, there's an inherent talent in it all. And she is a quick learner. And there we go. All planks used just like that. It's always such a bummer knowing how long it takes to make planks and then how quickly they dissipate when you have big projects being worked on, but hey, it's something. I actually want to... This is me kind of getting back into the swing of things, and I apologize. But here we are. This is what happens when Mathis takes a mini break from recording. I went on a bit of a small trip for about a week, in case you're curious why things were slightly erratic. But I find it incredibly necessary. I'm basically, when I'm not traveling, I'm working from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. Not because, oh, woe is me, I work so hard, but I just have a lot of projects on my plate, and I just love working on them all. But burnout is real, and I try to avoid it the best I can. And it was, you know, so I tend to head to conventions or go see friends or family, or what have you, and to be able to step away for a little while is always really nice. It's always bittersweet coming back. I hate leaving, but it's always nice to return to work with a fresh kind of eagerness. So, what are you gonna do? Well, I think right now, the goal is to actually get some graves dug. These flies and whatnot have been a huge pain. I think this whole side of the house is where I'm gonna put some graves. So we're gonna come up here, make sure we're good. Make sure there's nothing over here. We could always use the backyard, but I just kind of prefer to just dig graves. Can I walk across them good? I didn't know if maybe they're like, hey, you fell in the grave you dug. Good job, you idiot. Let's just start working on rows. And we'll have like a walking path on the side that'll allow us to walk between them. And we could even set up like a space between so we can get some crosses up front for just the mass graves of it all. And we're just gonna go ahead and bury corpses. Dean. Hey, this is just a small thing. While I'm doing this, you can always obviously montage me if you want to, like, fade in, fade out as I'm doing burying things. But I saw you've been doing some more edits. Like, I saw the Northern Lion edit and the Void Destroyer thing. Keep doing that, dude. That was a lot of fun. I like you being... I still want, you know, I gotta find a good way to kind of reference you or make you a character when I'm telling stories in some way, because it's always good when you add things. So feel free, if you see a spot that's just like, this could be funny, or whatever, just fucking do it. Even if I'm telling stories, doesn't mean it can't be humor breaks and whatnot. If you've already been doing it for a while, then that's how often I watch my own stuff back after I just trust you. Well, burying corpses is certainly not the most soothing of experiences. So the fact that she's feeling some stress right now isn't, out of the ordinary. For right now, I need to pop a lighter out of here so I can start smoking. We can't let the stress get to the doctor. She needs her minds and her wits about her, and we've been doing a good amount of cleaning here. And we aren't done yet, so back to it. After burying 12 corpses, Dr. Ward starts getting hungry and tired and sweaty. It's a rough job to immediately go from building a gate to... Oh, our car's like a little vibratey there. To burying body after body after body. However, I was taking a look at our skills while we were doing that, and we are right on the verge of hitting carpentry level 3, meaning we only need one more, and then we can finally start building some of the more necessary things that we've been wanting for a while, including rain collector barrels and level 2 walls. All of that is going to happen, and luckily upgrading level 1 walls doesn't take nearly as much. We're going to bring her inside, though, very quickly. And we're going to let her kind of rest. And get something in her stomach that's not the worst. And then maybe... I got to check. Do we have an intermediate carpentry book, or do we not? I don't want to eat cookies or cupcakes. We should grab those nails, though. I guess we'll open the can of chili and just eat the chili. Delicious. Let's go ahead and sit and just rest for a minute. We're still moist. Clothing wetness is getting there. They're drying out. Our body is still quite wet, but it looks like our clothes are getting wet, which is good. Means the system is working. Could you... I'll just click on it, thanks. I want to go listen to the buzzing real quick and see how bad it is. Maybe we'll focus... Oh, you know what? No. I utterly forgot. We got to go see if we have a book. I literally asked the question with the plan of answering it and then ignored it. Advanced carpentry. I'm looking for carpentry. Expert? 7 to 8. That's later. Yeah, we don't have an advanced carpentry book. We need to go get one. And here's some zombies out here. I was exploring to see... Ooh, this is a neat looking tree. There she is. There he is with a... Maybe a machete in him? That might be worth going to get, actually. Alright, let's actually go see if we can snag that. A free weapon's a free weapon. There's nothing wrong with taking it while the opportunity presents itself. Well, we'll pull out our dagger for this one. Just do a quick kill, hopefully. Sir? Excuse me, sir? I noticed you have a valuable... If it's even just a knife or a machete or whatever, that's fine. Nice and easy. That's a bread knife? That's the largest bread knife I've ever friggin' seen in my life. Well, that wasn't... Oh... There they are. There's all the planks I thought I made. I forgot they were over here. All right, let's actually go finish that wall. Or at least put these planks up and maybe finish the wall. I feel so dumb. I just decided to work on other things, like a big old ding-dang dummy. But we did it. All right, let's do this. Left a spare plank in the process. I'm gonna go inside real quick. We're gonna drink out of our bubbler here. Our water cooler. Whatever you want to call it, all right? No judgments. Wherever you're from the country, I understand. It's all different. It's called different things around the world. But we're just gonna take a drink first, and then we're gonna fill our bottles. We're not gonna wash ourselves with that water. That's purely drinking water. So we could definitely use a bath. Oh, hello. Madam. Have a good one. Appreciate you coming by. I'm just gonna go ahead and take these planks that are mine. Combat music, while I see no zombies, is never fun. Though I hear distant moan. We're just gonna go with this and get the hell out. We're actually starting to feel a little discomfort because we're carrying around way too many planks. But oh, we're out of nails. I thought we were out of planks. Okay, now we're out of planks. About halfway finished with the wall. Honestly, I'm happy. We buried 12 bodies. We got the wall about halfway built. Things are still coming together, but they're coming together a lot faster. And we got a lot more planks. So I think as the night comes to a close and she is ridiculously tired, Dr. Ward says there's no further point pushing ourselves. It's only going to endanger us if we do. It's time we get some rest. And we'll use the daylight tomorrow to finish the wall. I've never ceased. But my amazement, rather, with Dr. Ward has never ceased. Always accomplishing so much more than I give her credit for.